Want to learn how to do some advanced finishing moves like Kyrie Irving, Chris Paul, Stephen Curry, and pretty much any elite finisher around the rim you could think of? Stick around for this entire video because I'm bringing you the good stuff. I've got 8 advanced finishes to help you put the ball in the hoop. I'm going to try to give you some more unique types of finishes that you probably haven't seen too much or probably haven't been taught by coaches. So the first one is going to be the backwards layup. As you're approaching the rim, on your 2 steps, you want to start turning your body back to the rim. Sometimes if you got a really physical defender, they'll start to really try to go for the ball on your 2 steps. So this allows you to start going almost like a post move protection dribble type thing on your 2 steps. So as the defender's here, they can't get to the ball. Then on the shot, you're going to still be protected because you're going to be able to finish out here. So it's almost like got the same effect that a hook shot has of protecting the basketball with your body and kind of being able to finish out here more, but you're going to be completely back to the rim. Your steps are going to be the same. So it's going to be right, left if you're on the right side, but you're not going to jump and really kick that right leg up since you're turning backwards. It's going to be more right, left, and both feet are going to jump and propel you backwards. Then the final thing is you want to make sure you got your eyes looking at the rim. So I either like to look at out of the corner of my eye on this side or up above me so I can see the rim. You don't want to do this completely blind. I know you might think it looks sick to do it that way, but if you do, you're not going to have nearly as good of a chance at finishing. One final thing to keep in mind with this finish, and pretty much most of the finishes in this, is coaches might think this especially is a little bit too flashy, something they might not want to see. So you got to keep in mind your coach and what he's going to be okay with, and also keep in mind that you don't want to just do this for the heck of it. You want to do it in a game situation like I explained where it would make sense. Okay, these next 2 finishes use something kind of unique that I haven't seen a ton of NBA players use, and I call it the slash step. You got your Euro step, which is where on your 2 steps you sell a fake one way and come the other to go up for the layup. The slash step changes your direction on the final step. So the step you're jumping, you're going to work on that instead of just continuing on the path towards the basket, changing where you're going. The first version I'm going to show you is the fade out slash step. Basically, you're going to take your regular 2 steps. So if I'm on the left side, it's going to be left, right. And on that second step, I'm going to jump out away from the basket at the last second to create separation so you have that ability to get that shot off. If you throw this in the mix from time to time, it's going to catch defenders off guard and give you that option to get this shot off out here. Then on top of that, it's going to open up other opportunities if you hit your defender with that a couple times, because now they're going to be kind of on their toes and maybe expecting you to come this way, and then you can still get the finish more direct to the rim. Hey, if you're digging this video so far, make sure you smash that like button. Let's try to get this video to 2,000 likes. Okay, the next version of the slash step, there's a lot of ways you can use it, so I'm going to kind of just give you a quick rundown of a bunch of the different things you can do with this, because you can kind of do it from either foot. This one's the curl in. Basically, if you're going to do it like on the regular steps, the left, right on the left side, you're going to jump so you would come back towards in the hoop. So you could set this up so you're kind of coming more out here, and then on that last jump you would come in towards the hoop, or you could even do it so you're coming more tight to the hoop, and then that last second jump you come across the hoop for more of a reverse type layup. The other thing you can do with this though is you could also incorporate it with the Euro step, so you would be stepping out, and then jumping back across this way to get that last direction change in there. It allows you to be kind of herky-jerky like you would with your handles and your crossover side to side, but in those 2 steps. So you could come here, here, and then come back across to the other side. Obviously that's going to be a little bit challenging, but again, it's going to keep defenders off guard, and it's something if you practice you can definitely get down. Or you could even just come on this side and approach it more goofy footed, so right, left, the wrong way of doing your layup on the left side, and then jumping across. So a bunch of different ways you can play around with that. Definitely have some fun with it, work on them, and find one that clicks with you and start mastering it, and then maybe try to add one more of these variations to your arsenal. This next finish is actually an original one for mine. A couple of people saw me doing it in some of my YouTube videos, and I didn't really break it down. I just kind of did it as like one of the highlight parts of the video. And a lot of people are like, whoa, that move's crazy. Show us how to do it. So that's the move right here that I'm going to show you. Normally I'll do it kind of coming a little more straight on towards the hoop, or even sometimes from an angle from the left to the right. You can flip all this around, of course, but it's going to kind of break a lot of the rules of the way you should do things. So first of all, you're going to start with the ball in the right hand. You're going to go behind the back. Starting with that right step, you're going to start gathering the basketball. Left step, you're going to have the ball in the left hand, and then from there you're going to jump, so it's going to be goofy footed. You're going to finish with this left hand, right foot up, so goofy foot finish, and you're going to do it reverse here too. Now you can bring some other elements into the mix too. You could like take, sometimes I'll do the 2 steps with more of like a Euro step thing and then go into it, and sometimes I'll just do it more of a little bit direct path to the basket. Looks kind of sick, something unexpected, something different. As far as game situations, why you would want to do it or how you'd want to do it, well, if you're tight to a defender here that's approaching you, if you're tight, it's easier to get past them, right? Versus if I'm like really far from them, it's harder to get past them, they can keep sliding with me. But if my defender's here and I'm tight, the behind the back allows me to get even tighter while I go past them without having to try to worry about pulling the ball through them and losing it. So I can come here around them, and then if there was another defender here, going into this goofy hand reverse would give me that option. A very few certain situations maybe where you'd break this move out from time to time. It's more to get oohs and ahs and a little bit more for entertainment though. Okay, this next move is going to be very similar to the last one, but the behind the back direction change is going to be different, and I almost always do this one with a Euro step. This is kind of like one of my signature go-to things. A lot of times I'll do this approaching the basket straight on, or sometimes I'll be kind of coming from an angle. You're going to take a left step while you're picking the basketball up. On that right step, I really come out to the side, so basically Euro stepping it, right? So I make my defender think on this step here, I'm coming hard to the basket, and then I'm going to come to this side while I go behind the back. You want to do this tight to your defender, otherwise that behind the back is pointless and useless. You might as well just pull the ball over the top or come across the middle. So right on this step, you're almost body to body with him, and then you go behind the back. And then from there, a lot of times I'll switch back to this left hand and go for a goofy hand reverse. You could do a right hand reverse though as well. And again, all this can be done the same, just opposite going the other way. Okay, this next finish is one I used to use back in the day in the driveway battles with my older brother, who was always taller than me, because it was one of the few shots I could get off. But it was one I had to practice a lot to get down. I've also seen Kyrie Irving do this one, actually goofy footed, so jumping off the wrong foot. So if you want to add that into the mix, you can too. But first work on doing it the regular way I'm going to show you. And it's the baseline fadeaway floater. Usually I would do this right along the line of the lane here, coming down that. But instead of coming towards the basket, I'm just going to keep along this line, fading away out of bounds, and doing more of like a floater shot. Getting it nice and high arcing and finishing right like that. One key tip I can give you to get it down is, number one, your steps are going to be pretty much the same. Again, if you want to work on that Kyrie action, maybe you could go right, left, and do it. Normally, if you're on the left side, it'd be left, right. And the other key tip is to try to focus on finishing further that way than you think you have to, because your body's carrying you this way, right? So you kind of have to fight your body's momentum to get the shot aligned to where it actually needs to be. This next finish is the same hand Euro step. This is very difficult to get down. It's going to feel awkward at first. I have some kids that I'm actually training with this. They were having a real hard time with it. So what I can recommend you do is just slow it down and walk through the motions at first just to get your steps right. What it's going to be is a Euro step. Everything's going to be the same. You're going to, make it seem like you're going to come to one side and then come to the other with that second step. But normally for that finish, most players are gonna go here, here, and then they're gonna finish goofy-handed. Okay, so that way, whichever hand has the ball, that same side foot goes up, so it feels like your normal layup, right? For this one, you're gonna keep it in that hand to the direction you change. So here, here, and usually I'll have players come over the top with the basketball, kind of like James Harden does. So come here, here, and then, as you'll notice, I'm jumping with this leg in the air and this hand in there. It's gonna feel weird, but it's gonna give you a great option, and to me it makes more sense to get the shot off, because if you got a defender here and you're trying to juke them this way and they come over here, then on this second step, if you put the ball back in this hand, you're giving that opportunity to get back into the basketball. But if you finish with this hand, now you can protect. The more you do it, the more it'll start feeling comfortable and you'll be able to get it down a little bit more easily. Real quick, leave me a comment down below. Let me know which one of these finishes has been your favorite so far. And finally, this last finish is my own little remix on that ever so famous Michael Jordan highlight reel finish he did in his first NBA Finals against the Lakers, where he came with one hand, came down, and came to the other. Obviously, I'm not Michael Jordan though, right? What I'll usually do is I'll take my two steps, left, right, so it looks like I'm gonna take my left hand layup, and I'll do this usually coming a little more straight on. Sometimes I'll do a little bit of an angle, and I'll start showing the ball already a little bit before I go up for that shot. So you gotta make sure you have the positioning to do that, and your defender's not gonna be able to get to the ball. If you feel like they can, then go two hands, and then switch to run one just as you're jumping. When you get in the air, or right as you're starting to go up, switch hands, okay? If you're not Michael Jordan with crazy hang time or don't have a crazy vertical, it's gonna be hard to do the change in the air and still get the finish. So what you wanna do is just make that change of hands a little bit sooner, so it's not quite while you're in the air, it's more right as you're coming up, you're starting to switch hands. The other little thing though that I change is I turn my body a little bit to go for that finish, and then I'll put some spin on. So what that allows me to do is if I got a defender here, I can protect the basketball again, kind of like our backwards finish. And then from there, I'll put some spin on the ball and I can finish where they don't expect, because if I put spin on, I can finish out wide on the backboard and the spin will pull the ball in. That kind of throws them off, number one, with the type of finish you're gonna do, because you have the fake and then you have the turn, but also where you're gonna finish on the backboard. That'll make it a lot harder for defenders to block that shot. Okay, I got one last thing to help you take your finishing to the next level, but real quick, make sure you click that subscribe button and click that little bell icon if you're on a mobile device to make sure you catch the newest videos to help you take your game next level. Now, that last thing I have for you to help you take your finishing around the rim to the next level, it's 100% free. Just click this link, pop in your email, and I'll send you the 3 biggest problems that keep players from finishing around the rim more effectively. Simply by fixing these 3 things, you can boost your scoring really fast. Just click that link, pop in your email, and I'll send it to you right away for free. Also, if you found this video helpful, make sure you check out this video. You'll probably like that one as well, and check out this video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more and get buckets today.